Are you ready for the best Kansas City Chiefs podcast? Welcome to the Chiefs Blitz podcast, brought to you by ChiefsBlitz.com, your top source for Chiefs news. Our podcast is produced by BowTie Sports and hosted by Nick Athan, Lou Montagna, Andre Tillman, Hense, Todd, and special contributor, Fox Sports reporter and anchor, Harold Kuntz. Please like and subscribe to our show. Now let's talk Kansas City Chiefs football.
Look at that. Look at that. Welcome to the last show of 2025, the Chiefs Blitz podcast. I'm your host, Nick Athan, along with Mr. Hense Todd, a.k.a. the man who wants Jeremiah Love in Kansas City.
Mayhem. Just call me Mayhem. Mayhem.
Andre Tillman. Gentlemen, welcome. Welcome to the last show of the year. Happy New Year. 2026 is going to be a year of change, I think, for this franchise. They got one more meaningless game to play against the Las Vegas Raiders on Sunday, and we'll see how it all shakes out. Before we get started, let's talk about our sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. You got one more week of the regular season to play. Underdog Fantasy, play 5. You can get up to $100 in bonus entries. Just make sure you're eligible and in the state in which you live. And we make it easy around here. Hit the QR codes to scan here. Put the promo code in Chiefs Blitz and play 5 and get up to 100. You get this $1,450 football, which I'm gonna make an announcement about this football here in a minute because it doesn't look like we're gonna hit our 100. So I've got a new plan.
Easy, Nick. Come on, plenty of time.
Easy play. Yeah, we have about 4 or 5 days. We would need a good number. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, we'll announce on the Monday show after the Raiders game how that football is going to be used in a different giveaway. One I think is going to be pretty exciting. So there you go.
I'm really disappointed in the audience of not recognizing the true value of this ball.
$5.
No one's come up with a decent bid for it. I can see, well, I'll just hold out. Maybe I'll win it in a raffle. But my goodness, folks, it's called memorabilia for a reason. And the scarcity of this ball, there may not be another one like it on the planet.
Not too many of these right now with all 5 signatures of the 5 Hall of Famers.
Exactly. So we need to get it in front of some true collectors, Nick.
We tried. But that ball is going to be used in a different giveaway. I will announce that on Monday's show at 1:30-ish.
So with that said, like everybody in the chat, man, I know I chose Mayhem. I know the rare, everybody is coming for me. I'm getting a lot of inboxes, but hey, the Mayhem have started. We got a heck of a show lined up for you today. We're going to be talking about Chiefs who. We're gonna be talking about Trayvon Diggs if he makes it to the waiver trial. The Kansas City Chiefs. Well, we'll see. But other than that, we're gonna be talking running backs. We're gonna be talking about what the GM should do with these golden picks. These are golden picks. Ain't gonna come around that much. So we'll have a lot today to get into with that today as well. So also, let's just get right into the updates of the today. Luke, go ahead.
Do it.
Let's go, gang. Here from our own and Fox News' Harold R. Kuntz. That's right. Trey Smith and Xavier Worthy. Illness. That's always suspicious when you see illness. I don't know if you guys kept track of Lamar Jackson, but it seems pretty much every year during the winter months, he pops up with an illness. And here we have Xavier popping up with an illness before the last game of the year, kind of like cover for him not playing.
Get that man some chicken soup.
So we'll see. But per Andy Reid, yes, Xavier not practicing today as well as Trey Smith. I wouldn't expect Trey to play, and Xavier looks like he's trending that way too. Also from Harold, Chris Oladokin on takeaways from facing the Titans and the Broncos. I feel like I belong in this league. So
I agree.
There you go.
Make him the backup next year. I'm all in on that.
Another addition. No way in hell you make him the backup. I don't think he's that good, but and he's really not.
He's not 33 yards.
He's not that good. Why?
Because 23 snaps.
Hold on, let him talk.
If you have a superstar quarterback that's still fairly young, I mean, he's only 30 years old. I think Patrick needs somebody that not just the quarterback coach or the offensive coordinator, but another guy, a peer on the team that plays his position, that's been there, done that. So like a veteran that has been around and played, won some games in the league, so that they can like speak at the same level. Patrick has forgotten more football than Chris Oladokun knows right now. So I don't know how that is going to be a benefit to him on the sideline during the season.
Get an opportunity to start though, Luke. You know what I'm saying? He showed good poise, and he showed good poise. He did well.
So is this thing on? Did you hear what I just said? It has nothing to do with his ability to throw a football or play. It's that part of the role. The backup quarterback is kind of like a sounding board. What are you seeing? Whatever. You're not going to go to like a subordinate, if you would, and ask him what he's seeing. He just hasn't seen as much as what Patrick has. So you want somebody like a Chad Henne, like a Blaine Gabbert. Again, they may not be the most talented.
I'm all about opportunity, Luke. I'm all about opportunity, man.
They may. Again, we're talking apples and oranges here.
Get the man an opportunity. He went out there. He showed. He did okay. I ain't gonna knock the young man.
Gang, get ready for a lot of words.
You better get ready for a lot of it, Luke. I believe in Buddy. I don't like the mustache. I believe in Buddy.
Just a lot of hot air blowing here.
I believe.
So anyway, that's
hot air is good air.
That's what Patrick is looking for, and I think what the team is looking for in a backup quarterback. Now, does he have the opportunity to be the third guy, to be the practice squad guy? Absolutely, because he's been in the program for he's been in the program for so many years. He does understand that, and running scout team and so forth. I think he'd be perfect for that. But they need kind of a veteran presence, somebody that has been around the league, has played at a winning level, maybe even in playoffs, to have somebody like that for Patrick.
Well, can you say this, Luke? He didn't have like a full week of practice to actually because he just came right in. Exactly. Off an injury off the mustache. Then he had a 3 game between that. Now this is gonna be his full week. Actually,
again, I'm not speaking to his development as a player.
You said the same thing about Thornton, Lou. And Thornton was kicking ass this season, Lou.
He doesn't play quarterback.
I'm just saying, every time you knock somebody, Lou, they come out there and they prove you wrong, Lou.
He's playing the Raiders this week. There's nothing to prove.
Every time.
That's what I'm saying, man. I get way.
So what did show me Tyquan Thornton's winning football plays in relation to how much he actually got on the field, and tell me what he did that was so earth shattering.
Man, contested catches, man. My man.
How many though?
Points. How many opportunities? When he got his opportunities, Luke, he was efficient.
Okay. All right.
Okay, bro, real talk, bro. Let's keep it a buck, bro.
He's good at
playing phenomenal, though, right?
He's good enough to be on the team. He played better than some underachieving guys.
They said, Lou. They said, "What are you saying?" They said, "What are you saying in the chat?"
Bo, I'm asking you, Bo. Don't you agree? Didn't Thornton play his ass off this year?
Everybody in the chat understand that. Yeah, he played.
No, I'm asking you. He played his ass off, right?
Yeah,
Nick,
he did.
Nick, did Thornton play well, Nick?
He played better than some of the underachieving receivers ahead of him. Now, has he proven that he's going to be a number 2 receiver in this league or a number 3 receiver in this league? Maybe. We'll see. It still stands because, again, they didn't win enough games. He didn't put up like some crazy numbers, or it was like just really so obvious this guy is a great NFL player. He played better than Hollywood Brown. He played better than Xavier Worthy. He played better than the other guys. So that's cool. No problem. But again, we're getting off track here. I was talking specifically about who they need as a backup quarterback to Patrick Mahomes for next year. And I just don't see it being Chris Oladokun.
He just needs more opportunity. That was just one game, Lou. He just needs more opportunity.
Okay, well, that's not the point. Hold on, Rick.
Again, you're missing the whole point that I'm making, is that it has nothing to do. He could go out there and light the Raiders up and look like the next coming. But I'm saying what Patrick needs is a guy that is experienced in the NFL, that has been there, done like a Jimmy Garoppolo, somebody that has been there, done that they can speak about things at the same level. Right. Where Chris just unfortunately isn't there yet.
So
that's what
basically what you're trying to say. You just need a veteran. You want a veteran quarterback behind.
There you go.
Yeah, I've said it like 10 different ways.
I get what you were saying, but I'm saying get the young man the opportunity to go out there.
Well, yeah, this is it. This is his opportunity.
Yeah, I got what you was kicking. I'm just saying you he's cool. No, give him an opportunity because the man got a good point. He got leadership.
Well, we're not arguing him getting an opportunity. He has gotten it so far, and he will continue this weekend.
All right.
Then we'll see in OTAs because unless they bring somebody else in, he's going to be running the show in OTAs, right?
Well, did we ever think week 17 or 18 we'd be talking about Chris Oladokin?
Evidently not.
It do sound like Patrick Mahomes. It sounds like Patrick Mahomes now.
Chris Oladokin's like the next coming of I don't know who do you fill in the blank.
I agree. I agree with Lou saying veteran backup. I agree with Dre saying you got to give him an opportunity. But Lou said something about he needs Patrick Mahomes going to need a guy that's going to be behind him to tell him, a veteran to prove something. But also, do that falls on quarterback coach as well? You know what I mean? They're going that falls on quarterback coach as well. So let's get to the next.
This is now you're going to again another different direction.
I made him today, Lou.
What's that?
I mayhem today. I choose mayhem.
All right.
So don't take
pay no attention to the guy in the yellow hat or whatever.
Yeah, man. I'm just excited for the young man. I'm just excited for the young man.
All right. So per Charles Goldman or Gold Mac T, NFL Chiefs linebacker Nick Bolton on Christian Fulton. He came in and he played hard. Had some good plays last week, played with great energy, played with great effort. I guess those are words you can say about anybody that took the field. So thank you, Nick.
That's your 2026 starting cornerback right there.
Also from Charles Goldman, Andy Reid says there's a chance. Again, this is where the infuriating part comes. There's a chance now that Dameon Pierce will get to go this week. I think that means he is going to play, but got to see how it goes, how he doesn't practice. I
think he's your starting running back next year. We'll see. I think Harold had a pretty good insight on this a couple of weeks ago.
Let's see if he's let's just hope he's the starting running back this weekend. Let's see how that goes.
Be on this
let's see. I want to see the man average more than 3-point-something yards a carry.
Have 2 veteran running backs on this roster to start.
I want to see if he does that to me. Then we don't need a running back, man.
Don't.
Also, I choose mayhem today as well. Something I seen on the NFL. I seen that happen yesterday. So go ahead, Luke.
Waiver wire watch. Here we go. Trevon Diggs is available, and he's available on waivers. So today at 3 o'clock Eastern, we'll know if he got claimed. More than likely, they put the word out there, for teams that he doesn't want to go to some team that's not playing beyond this weekend, right? And I don't think anybody's going to bring him in, pay him $500,000 just at the opportunity to have him through the new league year so they could try to sign him as a free agent, right? So we'll see. So if he goes unclaimed, then he becomes a free agent, right? And any of these playoff teams that need a corner can go in and maybe they pay him $200,000.
He's a service for the week. I mean, he's cool though. He all right.
But would you pull the trigger? Would you pull the trigger and put him in a Chiefs uniform with the cornerback situation today? Right? You don't know what Washington's going to come back
for the Chiefs. I think you have to ask yourself. And again, when we talk about other things regarding the plan, if you would, there's one particular thing you have to get straight: is what are you changing anything in the scheme? Because I think. Trevon Diggs, he's kind of grew up in that Seattle style defense, Dan Quinn. That's when he really kind of took off and was like picking off passes left and right or whatever. They do play some man, but not a ton. It's mostly like tight zone coverage and so forth. Not saying that he can't do that, because I think he did a lot at Alabama. So there's a lot of question marks. If the Chiefs are thinking that Christian Fulton's going to come back, are we going to re-sign Jalen Watson? Cuff's going to stick around. If any one of those guys isn't coming back, it might be worth a shot. Now, I don't know what you pay him, because if you're not willing to pay your all-pro guy that you drafted in the first round, now all of a sudden you're willing to pay this guy from another team that kind of like wore out his
worth the money
welcome.
though? But is he worth the money?
19 million next year.
That's
19 million in 26.
None of it's guaranteed though.
27.
None of it's guaranteed.
Next year is guaranteed. The year 27 is not.
None of it is guaranteed.
So
he ain't worth the money.
If you pick him up,
and if you pick him up, that's if you claim him.
If you claim him, you're on the hook for a salary next year.
Right. So if you wait, he's just a free agent. So you can pay him whatever you want, and it could just be for the end of the year. Now, again, the Chiefs aren't going to do it. I think some other playoff team will do it just to bring him in. And hey, if the Rams might be a little desperate at corner,
Eagles might do it.
I don't see the Bills doing it. But there might be a team out there. The Niners.
I can see the Rams doing it though.
The Niners certainly could use some help at corner.
They need to win Sunday. Maybe they bring him in for one weekend.
But Hensley, to answer the question, would you pull the trigger? Again, the Chiefs, they have a certain type of corner that they go after. I don't know if Trevon is about sticking his nose in and making tackles against the run.
He's big and physical, so yeah, he's just
he's not a good tackler.
He's been getting smoked, man. He's been getting smoked. That's another way,
scheme, man. That's that scheme. That's scheming in over in Dallas.
Well, the scheming in, he sucked in it. You know what I'm saying? He's been in this game for a minute.
It seemed like this year there was a disconnect between he and the team. The concussion he suffered at home. I think he was probably one of the first guys that was really pissed off about the whole Micah Parsons thing. And there's just a clear disconnect. It seemed like they were going to wait till the end of the season to do this, but they did it now, maybe just to do him a favor to see if he could catch on with the team and play in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But we'll see. But that would be a difficult one for the Chiefs, just because
they have their contract isn't guaranteed.
Well, he doesn't have any guarantees left on his current deal. That's it.
Unless they claim him. Whoever claims him.
I don't know. Y'all reaching with this one, man. This
but
ain't working.
I'm gonna answer the question. Yes, I will pull the trigger because you don't know what you got in Watson. You see what out there. You see what Fortune out there.
I think
Watson played well though, bro.
I'm talking about Watson, I'm talking about like signing him too. You don't know if he's gonna walk in free agent. Let him walk in free agent.
You sign Watson.
Hold on, you let him walk. You let him walk in. You let him walk in free agency, and you get a comp pick, right? You get a comp pick with all the picks that the Chiefs need, right? The Chiefs need a lot of picks, don't they? Let him walk in comp pick.
It'll be a 7th round comp pick.
I choose Mayhem. That's all.
Okay, you can. That's like your disclaimer for all the nonsense you're going to say. All right, great. But hey, along with the all 22, I played the game. Now you got a third chain that says I choose Mayhem.
Oh boy,
a lot of bling up there, man. A lot of bling.
Other than that, because I trust our secondary right now. I like.
Well, no, I mean you're not going. And Watson was a 7th round pick, right? Now I don't know, just because of the way he's played, maybe that
you're a free agent
that pumps up to a 6th round comp pick, but I don't know if that really fits.
You say who a free agent, bro?
If that really fits the formula, but you have until the first week in March to re-sign him, and if that's what you're choosing to do, then that's you answer that question in your head before you go ahead and pull the trigger on somebody like Trevon Diggs.
Yeah. So with that said, Lou asked me to put a poll out there, and he got a lot of feedback about the running back position. Here's the question was, if the free agents, what was the question? If the question was,
of these now there are other free agent running backs, but these seem to be guys that are starters. Have them now. Rico Dowdle was just this year in Carolina that he kind of blew up. I mean, he was always in Dallas, and you could see he had some talent. But Travis Etienne was kind of a revelation this year. He really brought it. Walker's been sharing a lot of time with Zach Charbonnet in Seattle. But these guys are free agents, and we just want to kind of get your sense. and it went the way I probably expected it to, that everybody's been on Breece Hall, continue to be in on Breece Hall. And if the Chiefs don't sign Breece Hall, there's going to be mayhem, Hense. It's going to be right up your alley, man.
Breece Hall and Damian Rice will be his starting running backs.
I'll say if Walker is out there, you sign him, put him in a Chiefs uniform. That will be a dangerous backfield for me.
Juju, we had your jersey. What are we doing?
Yeah, he's gone. We don't need Juju though. But one more dance to Juju. But yeah, if that was the case, that I had to go with Walker. If Hall, I don't think Hall is making it to free agency. I think the Jets are going to sign. I think so.
It'll be interesting to see what happens with that team just in general. Just because
he's so pissed off he wasn't traded to the Chiefs. He's not giving them a time of day.
I don't know of anybody.
He'll be the first guy out of the locker room after Sunday.
I mean, unless he's really bonded with Aaron Glenn, you have to believe that anybody on that team right now just wants the hell out.
Yeah.
And if he has the opportunity and he gets a market deal or close to a market deal,
Aaron Glenn won't even be the coach of the Jets next year.
Wow.
It's his first year.
He's gone.
Damn.
He's out.
Y'all on this panel, man. I don't understand it, bro.
It is Woody Johnson.
I don't know.
Woody Johnson, he's had some health issues. There's no way he's going to go with that guy. No.
And it's Black Monday on after the season. After the last game.
I think there'll be 6 firings in the first day or two.
I think Breece Hall comes to the Chiefs would be perfect, though.
Yep, I agree. Perfect back, perfect system, excellent fit, and the Chiefs' new offensive coordinator is going to.
And you don't have to use a top 10 pick.
You don't have to use a top 10.
You sure don't.
Hall is not loved. Hall is nearby loved.
No, Hall got experience though. Hall's very effective though.
Number 31st, 158.
All right.
By the end of this offseason, Jeremiah Love will be as good as Jim Brown was before the draft. It'd be like
as good as Jim Brown.
Not quite the power as Mr. Brown.
So with that said,
let's do it.
We know
it is, folks.
A lot of college ball.
The season finale, gang. This is it. Your favorite segment, and it seems to be everybody's favorite game on YouTube. That's right. Who is that? Well, it's kind of anticlimactic because we've talked it last week. And, John Harrison has clinched it last week. Kind of backed into it. Nobody had the right answer. If I recall, it was Dameon Pierce. So we'll play this one just as the Chiefs are playing Week 18 for no apparent reason.
I know the answer already.
Of course you do, Nick. You know him every week. It's just, again, like per source, he won't let us know. All right, so you know how it goes, folks. And for those of you that don't, I will read a series of concocted clues that will lead you to this current Kansas City Chief. And if you know who it is, go ahead and put it in the chat. For those of you on the panel, hold your guesses until it's your opportunity for that guess. And away we go. Without further ado, this Chief was a 3-star recruit from a very talent-laden state. That's right. 3-star recruit. Chiefs major in 3-star recruits. Clue number 2, he was honorable mention All ACC twice. 2 times. Honorable mention All ACC. Clue number 3, quite frankly, we still don't know where he fits. We still don't know where he fits. Ruben's asking me to speak English. Ruben, I'm doing my best, man. It is the King's English. I don't do it with an accent, but this is my education. Sorry. All right, so we got some guesses. Brashard Smith, Jalen Royals, good job. Kent St. Clair comes in with 50 Shades. Good job. Let's finish this off because none of those are correct. His home area, like where he was born, where he hails from, that area has a very recognizable chant. Ruben is kidding, and of course, that humor rings true every time. Ruben. All right, we'll go through one more time. He's a 3-star recruit from a very talent-laden state. Honorable mention, all ACC. I'm even giving you the conference twice. We still don't know where he fits. And his home area has a very recognizable chant. Yes.
Weston's got Derek Nottie.
Weston comes in with Derek Nottie. Have we had Derek before? Do we have him this week? It is not Derek Nottie, Weston. DeMecchio coming in with Ashton Gelati. Ruben again. I'm guessing this is your humor again. Sky has not been on this team for quite some time, but thanks for playing. All right, going once, going twice. It's gone. John Harrison, you'll wait on this lovely prize in which, 18 weeks in, and we still don't have it.
I showed him last week. I'm going to give
John
some options.
All right, so there you go.
On Monday's show, we'll give John some options.
Ken St. Clair coming with Gerald Wilson. Damn. Weston, how many guesses? How many guesses did Weston have on this one?
He can have as many as he wants.
How many did he have? Can you count them, Hense?
Well, the longer we don't give it out who it is, the more guesses he's going to do.
2, 3.
Weston Brewster, 3rd time's a charm. That's right. Step right up, Chief Who. Number 27, your friend and mine, Shamari Connor. That's right, folks. He's from Florida. He was 2-time honorable mention All-ACC at Virginia Tech. We still don't know where he fits. Is he a corners, nickel, safety? We don't know. Very recognizable chant. Duval, that's right. He is from Jacksonville. And if you're Liam Cohen, it's Duval. And so way to go, Weston. Let's go.
Good deal.
Shamari Connor. Let's go. Chief Who for this week.
Good deal, man.
Is Shamari on IR?
We don't know where the hell he's been, man.
Where do we fit at? Is he suffering from an illness?
I don't know.
Thanks for playing, everybody. Great season. We may refashion this segment moving forward, but for the time being, John Harrison, congratulations, and everybody who played. Again, thanks for participating in English this time, Ruben. Yes, participating. And also thanks to our sponsor, Underdog Fantasy.
Yeah, actually, I got a suggestion for the game going forward in January. You ready for it?
Let's go, Nick.
Let's get it. Let's go.
My suggestion would be players.
You show us the prize.
Shut up.
That's
players,
right.
Damn. Right. All right. Hey, clip that.
Players that are in the Hall of Fame that played at least one snap.
All right, so the Hall of Fame, Chief Who?
Because the Hall of Fame is going to be, kind of they'll be announced in January, and
it's a tiny list it's a tiny list to draw from, but no worries.
No. They could have just played 1 year with the Chiefs.
We'll just do it.
Or one game.
There you go. All right.
You probably got 50 people at least.
Several, yes, more than 2.
But definitely at least 50 that have played
for
at one
what
point.
Is the prize right now? What was the prize for what's this thing?
I got several signed mini helmets, and I'll let him choose. I will reach
All right, John. I don't think John's in the chat today, but he is pretty active on Facebook.
I thought I saw him on here.
Yeah,
John is in. He said no great.
Is he? Oh, all right. Hi, John, damn it. 50 Shades.
John, I'll instant message.
I can't believe Lou missed it. I can't believe Lou missed it.
50 Shades did play in the ACC, so I'm with you. Good job.
All right. What are we doing now? Where are we going now? We've just gone off the rails so many times today because, Mr. Mayhem.
So with that said, let's get into the blueprint.
We're going to dig into the X's and O's of this game this weekend. Let's go.
That's Friday.
That's Friday. So we're gonna get into the blueprint of today's show. We're gonna talk about what Brett Veach should do with these high golden picks. So let's get to the first question, Lou.
All right, gang. With the number 9 pick, do you go best player available or strictly for a golden jacket weapon? Well, I think we know the answer to this one.
Go ahead, Nick.
I mean, we all know you want Mr. Love, and I think that's a really strong possibility. And I like the kid. I think the Chiefs are going to have the running back situation solved prior to the draft. I think it's either going to be Dameon Pierce. That's what Harold Kuntz thinks. I think it's going to be Breece Hall, and I think the Chiefs' first round pick is probably going to be either a defensive tackle or an edge rusher. That would be my guess.
Do you really trust this team drafting an edge rusher? You look at the list of guys that they hold on. There's a list of guys they brought in here. They ain't been pinning out. Well, you know what I mean? They ain't been pinning out. So do you realistically trust these guys to draft an edge rusher at the top of the draft when it's a golden guy that's already sitting there, some golden guys already sitting there, wide receiver, or if Tate Fall or Denzel Boston is there, or is the kid from Oregon, if he's there, the tight end, or or Jordan Love. We all argue as Chiefs fans and say, oh, we complain, we cry, we get sad and say, oh, the running game don't work. Oh, we need bigger receivers. We need this. But let's take up a D tackle at number 9, right? Let's take a D tackle at number 9. Then the season starts. Then everybody's going to complain about Patrick Mahomes don't have no weapons. Do you agree with that, Drake? Do you agree? They all going to complain and say,
I'm gonna let Nick cook, man. Nick,
go ahead.
Jeez, dude, what got into you today, man?
Go ahead, son.
Did you have an extra bowl of Wheaties or two this time? My goodness.
Raisin bran.
Listen. I am not.
I had a bowl of something.
I am not disagreeing that Jeremiah Love would be a great fit for the Chiefs. However, the Chiefs have not spent money on cornerbacks or running backs since Brett Veach has been in charge. And do I trust him? Here's why I tend to trust him this year. You're going to see some changes on the coaching staff. Big changes. Probably some that are going to surprise you. And I think
do we have anything sourced, Nick?
This is what I'm hearing. I think there's a really good possibility that Steve Spagnuolo is the head coach of the New York Giants when it's all said and done. Veteran, experience, comes from a Super Bowl winner, can pick his successor, and I think he knows who that potential successor could be. I think offensively, I think the Chiefs are more than likely going to move on from Matt Nagy. So if those two things happen, then that changes all the conversation about the current staff and their ability to coach up or to find the right fit and to coach him to the best of their abilities. Where the Chiefs have fallen is defensive line. A lot of it has to do with injuries. You have to look at the offensive line. It's been pieced together. The trenches have never been the focal point or the strong point of the team. You look at the Broncos; they've got trenches. You look at Los Angeles; they got trenches. You look at all the teams that are in the playoffs, their offensive defensive lines are solid. And the Chiefs have to fix the offensive defensive line first and foremost.
They've been trying to fix this for 18 since Brett Veach been here.
I understand that. You're missing my point. If there is a change in philosophy with some of these coaches, I think Brett Veach is going to have a better time finding guys that are going to fit a different system that's going to take advantage of these individuals that he views as the right choices and the right picks for Kansas City. Love is the ultimate mayhem MF. He's going to have 1,500
player in the draft
yards, but I just don't think that's the direction they go.
I have a question, and this may be rhetorical. I mean, this is for everybody in the chat. This is for us. This is for the team. Do we believe that there is currently, again, this may be Mr. Obvious, but do we believe there is a disconnect between this guy's staff and the coaching staff when we've been led to believe that everybody is in lockstep, top 100%. Down, everybody's on the same page, and you hear it all over the league. This team, they're in lockstep, the coaching, everything else. But we've seen guys that get brought in that don't get used.
Yep.
Oh.
And it always starts with the whole Josh Uche thing. I think they could do a 30 for 30 on that, because they didn't just bring him in as a free agent. They gave up draft capital to get him, and the coaching staff deemed him irrelevant.
Yep.
So do we believe that there is a little bit of a disconnect? Damian Pierce,
that's why I said what I said. That's why I said what I said. With coaching changes and the kind of coaches that can develop these players and put them in a better position, Brett Veach is going to have a lot more say. Spags likes certain guys. Andy likes certain guys. Those days are over with. Brett's the architect. And so I think Brett's going to have a say in possibly some of the coaching staff decisions that are made. I think he's putting his both feet forward and saying, you know what? I'm the general manager, and I'm going to flex my muscles. I got 3 Super Bowl rings. We tried it everybody else's way for the last year. You wanted me to basically build the same team and bring it back. It didn't work. Now this is what we're going to do. Because I think he was so adamant about drafting Josh Simmons, where I think other coaches wanted somebody else. And, he was smart to do so. But maybe. I think Lou, you hit the nail on the head. I think it's 100% accurate. I think there's a big enough disconnect between the general manager and the coaches, and I think that's the one thing that you're going to see very quickly in the early part of January change.
So for that to happen, I believe that the guy that truly has the 51%, if not 99.9% of it, has to come down from on high. In other words, from Dallas, come into Kansas City and say, okay, Brett, this is what you're tasked with.
And that's exactly what's happening right now. Because to me, if you've got the triumvirate now, in other words, you've got Andy Reid in there too. Again, Andy at one time in Philadelphia did both jobs, and it went horribly. And I think he recognized it, and just or he's been doing both jobs.
Or Jeffrey Lurie recognized it and said, "Okay, Howie Roseman, this is your gig. You do this thing, right?" Until then that whole thing with Chip Kelly, which was stupid.
Taking care of business outside.
But I think there will have to be a directive from on high to say, okay, Brett, you're gonna. This is not. The coaches are going to have to come forward, I think, and say, this is the way we're going to play football.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, this is going to be what our offense is going to be. Not necessarily what it's been, but they're going to have to decide before any of this that here we go. This is how we're going to play football on offense. Same thing on defense.
Yep.
This is how we're going to play. Now, if it's Spags, we know that. And I think he's done a good enough job drafting guys. And to your point, Hense, they've never drafted in the top 10 to get a true, freakish edge rusher. So, he's done maybe as well as possible. He's probably missed on some guys. Everybody misses on guys. But exactly. But we'll see. I mean, Aston Gelati, I think there's still a chance he could be a really good player. I think Omar Norman Lott has a chance to be a really good player, right? George is George. I mean, just quite frankly, that's
what is George.
I don't know that his ceiling is going to go much higher. But just to go back to this whole thing about the disconnect is you've seen it play out a little bit. Andy, again, today, if you watch this press conference, you don't even have to read between the lines anymore. He doesn't believe that Brashard Smith has the body to run inside, to be a full-time running back. And he said it flat out, right? That he needs to get in the weight room because the guy said, do you see him more as a receiver?
And somebody would be sitting there at number 9. I'm just
is he a running back? He's a receiver.
He doesn't have the body either.
Right now he's kind of both. So We'll see what happens with.
I'm gonna answer the question real quick, man. I think we go edge, man. Definitely go edge. We need some explosiveness. David Bailey. I like David.
I don't
Bailey.
like Bailey.
I like Romeo. I like Romeo Heights from Texas Tech too. I like him. I like Akeem from the Miami Hurricanes. These are guys that's going to get instant pressure.
I like Falk the best out of the pack.
We never had a first round guy for real, really that type of guy.
Don't bring up Ruben Bang. I don't want to hear nobody bring up Ruben Bang.
But here's the thing,
that is Brennan speaks all over again.
I get that, but what happens is this: we need some explosiveness coming off the edge. We don't have that. And I said with George, I said, what is George? George's not explosiveness. He'll come off the edge like that. We don't have that Myles Garrett coming off the edge. You know what I'm saying?
That's not Bailey.
Yeah,
no,
there's not.
But see, here's the thing, though.
Nick, to your point, Coach. No, not even close. And they haven't had one like that.
Right.
I mean, Frank Clark wasn't even that. He was better than the guys that they have, but not nearly as good. I don't know if there's that big of a freakish edge rusher even available. And if there was, they're going to go in the top 5. Right. Yeah. So there's a bunch of guys I think that are in a group. Because like I said, I think the secondary guy, Akeem Mesidor from Miami, his name hasn't really come up as in first round chatter. But I tell you, man, if he goes to any of these all-star games, whatever, going into the combine, his name's going to start bubbling up, if you would.
Yeah.
But there's not one clear-cut guy that everybody that you hear agrees on. Everybody's got a little different opinion.
Before we get to the next question, who is the best player in this draft, Lou?
In my opinion, the best prospect in the draft is Jeremiah Love. Now, will the Chiefs take him? I don't think so. I just don't think that's their philosophy in terms of team building. I don't think they will. If there's not a guy that they love, pun intended, at number 9 that plays in the trenches, then maybe they go that route. Mm-hmm. But I still say that even there's a couple of receivers that I think
Carnell Tate, I think, is the best player in
between Carnell Tate at Ohio State.
He's solid. He's solid. Yeah, he's solid.
A lot of people. I mean, I know, Hense, you're worried about the injury problems, and I'm sure that'll be the biggest thing on Jordan Tyson is going to be his medicals.
Right.
When he goes to the combine, he doesn't have, as far as I'm concerned, he doesn't have to run. He doesn't have to do any of the catching drills. Just go through the medicals and let's see what's what. As far as he's concerned. So at number 9, I'm not going to sit here on December 31st and say, well, they have to go this position. They have to go that position.
4 months.
You take the best freaking player that's available to you at that time, and you prioritize certain positions, right? Defensive end, corner, wide receiver, somebody that, again, you can say what you want about the analytics or whatever, but typically running backs, you're not going to get them on that second deal.
Yeah.
And if you're thinking pure value here, if you like some of the second and third round running backs, or you sign one in free agency that you really like, that's young, like Breece Hall, well, then maybe if you take a running back in the draft, you wait and you fill one of these other positions that can be a game changer.
All right, we beat this horse to death.
Now, somebody asked me to ask this question last night. They messaged me.
All right, very good. Can we use them as a source?
Daniel, that was his name. He asked. He said.
Well, shout him out then if he's not a source.
Daniel on X. He said. If everybody's arguing this running back thing, no, don't take a running back. Don't take a running back. And he said something that was very clear. He said, if you put Gibbs in this draft, you put Robinson in this draft, you put those type of running backs back in this draft, and you still sitting there at number 9, are you going to take a running back? You know what I mean? Are you going to pass on Gibbs? You're going to pass on Robinson?
But that depends who else is out there. That depends who else is out there. You still
going to pass on Gibbs and Robinson?
Okay, real quick. If Myles Garrett was in that same draft, who are you taking?
We're not going to. Dre already trying to reframe the question.
No, but I'm asking if Myles Garrett was in that. Myles Garrett was in that same draft.
We ain't going to ask
those three running backs.
Okay, answer the question though.
Well, here's the only thing I would say, Hense, is you know me, I'm a huge Bijan Robinson fan. I'm in a Dynasty fantasy football league. I took him as a rookie. That was my first pick, and I've kept him since. And before 24 years old, nearly 6,000 yards. No one's ever done it. I mean, you can list every running back that's ever played, whatever. Has he played in a playoff game yet?
Nope.
Jahmyr Gibbs. He's done all these wonderful things. Right. Dominant player. Can
they don't have Patrick Mahomes.
Roll up all these yards. I think he's played in one playoff game. So I hear what you're saying, and it'd be great to have somebody like that. But how much are they going to contribute to you, not just rolling up a bunch of numbers, but actually meaningful winning football? So I'm not saying pass those guys up without even having a thought or say, no way you take that guy. What I'm saying is you better be damn sure that the edge rushers that you're passing on, you don't feel are generational type players.
Hit it right on the nail. Hit it right on the goddamn nail. You get love. He might not be starting. Even because he's a rookie. He might not even be starting half the damn season.
We talk about Andy Reid. But let's get to the next question.
That's the other part is when I said you have to decide how are we going to play offensive football. If you take Jeremiah Love, you have to put in at least 20 touches a game,
if not more,
guaranteed. And they just haven't had the propensity to do that.
They didn't even give Jamal Charles 20 to 25.
Yeah, exactly.
They didn't need to give him 25 yard touches. Taking it to the house, Nick. What are you talking about?
Let's shelve this question till 2 or 3 weeks when we know who the new offensive coordinator is, and then I'll give you a better idea.
Or how about till after free agency? Yeah. Hey, all right, we're content creators. We're getting after it.
I think we'll have a better sense of which direction they're going to go once we know who the.
All right, next is Kenyon Sadiq at 9 too high, or is he the only guy who can fill Kelsey's shoes?
I think it's way too high for him. I think they're going to make a run for. I think they're going to make for a run for Hense's boy in Atlanta.
I know.
I have
the Swifties.
I think this is what I think. I think the longer it takes Travis to decide, the better chance he's going to come back for one more year. And I think he wants to groom the next tight end for the Chiefs. So I think the Chiefs are going to go free agency here for the tight end position. They're going to bring Bringstool along. They're going to have Kelsey maybe for one more year. And those are going to be your tight ends. I don't think Noah Gray's going to be on this team next year. I don't think any of these other tight ends that they currently have are going to be on the team. I think it's going to be Pitts.
Well, Jared Wiley's going to be on the team.
Jared Wiley, yeah. So I think it's going to be Pitts.
Forget about Jared Wiley all of a sudden. Damn.
Yeah, and maybe he gets his chance. Maybe he'll be fully healthy. But I listen. I love Kenyon a lot. But I
what have you done for me lately?
I just don't see at 9 the Chiefs are going to take that kind of. If they're going to go any direction, they have to take wide receiver. They have to take wide receiver. If they're going to go in the top 10 on an offensive player, it's got to be wide receiver. Yeah. I don't think they see the value. I don't think they'll see the value there.
But if the kid is there, Luke brought him to my attention. You know what I mean? If he's there, then you know what I mean. If other guys, Bailey, if your top pass rushers off the board, then yes. But if, like we said, we got to see what they do in the draft. If they, a free agent, they bring in Kyle Pitts. You know what I mean? Put him in there with Andy Reid. Patrick Mahomes, and put him in that Chiefs red. That would be amazing. That'll be amazing, to see that happen. I think that they'll be the guy, like Nick said, to come in and actually come and fill those shoes when it's all said and done. Go ahead, Coach.
Man, we go for Pitts, man. Like I like Pitts. He's experienced, man. I think with any scheme they go in, him and Patrick Mahomes will have a great connection. I think I go Pitts. I really do. I go Pitts in free agency. But if you can't get Pitts, this guy Sadiq. Why not? Why not though?
Yeah.
I'm leaning towards.
Put him out as a slot receiver.
Yeah, I get Pitts. I'm sold on Pitts, man.
I don't know if it's too high. I think there's a big, it seems to me, there's a big gap between Sadiq and the rest of the tight ends. Last year, you could have argued, and the Bears certainly did, and, they did all right. Colson Loveland and Tyler Warren were the top two tight ends. I don't think there was any question, and some people had it the other way. The Bears did, and you saw from like mid-season on, Colson Loveland lit it up.
Yeah, he did.
As long as Daniel Jones was playing, Tyler Warren was having almost an all-pro year. So you've got some guys there, and this kid probably fits in with those two. So, again, if you're prioritizing that position, no, it's not too high. If you feel that that's going to be a key to this offense moving forward, and you don't believe that Jared Wiley has the ability, maybe not the same ability as Sadiq, but good enough to be not quite even Travis Kelce, but kind of fill that role a bit, or with Brenningstool and Jared Wiley, you've got a nice tandem there of two young players. Then again, you look elsewhere, but I don't think it's too high if you truly believe that he is just going to take over that position for you and is better than what you have, and a lot better than what you have.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into this, coaching staff. Go ahead, Lou.
All right. Why Big Red officially returning for 2026 is the most important piece of the puzzle. Why is it?
Why? Well, I mean, obviously he's Big Red for a reason. He's got 3 Super Bowl rings. It's a Hall of Fame coach. But if the biggest piece of the puzzle is deciding what changes you're going to make on the staff, I don't think there's any bigger one than an offensive coordinator. Like I said earlier, it's my understanding from talking to people that it's less likely that Matt Nagy is going to come back. He's going to be in the top 2 or 3 for the Tennessee Titans job. And I think he wants to get back into that I want to be a head coach groove, and he'll definitely get some interviews. And remember, the Chiefs sucking this year. Those guys are going to get requested interviews beginning on Monday. If not Sunday after the NFL games, 5 minutes after the Chiefs play the Raiders, the Tennessee Titans are going to ask permission to speak to Nagy, and the New York Giants are going to seek permission to speak to Steve Spagnuolo. So
the Marcus Freeman thing figures in all of this, because him going back to Notre Dame, getting that extension, that clouds things for some of these teams. So I think maybe Spags might be in play there with the Giants.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to see a lot of college hires this year as far as head coaches go. I think you're going to see, the trend is younger coordinators. That seems to be the trend. I mean, it didn't work out for Pete Carroll in Las Vegas. I think it worked out all right for Jim Harbaugh. Andy Reid is who he is. I think it worked out for Sean Payton in Denver. But the rest have been, really high profile, solid offensive, defensive coordinated candidates from successful programs, not from shitty programs. That's the big difference. So I think that the biggest piece for Andy is kind of what you said earlier, Lou, about, kind of Andy giving up a little bit of say, giving up a little control, saying, okay, Brett, why don't you we'll find 5 candidates for the offensive coordinator job. Let's discuss them together. Let's choose the right one, make an offer, do some interviews. And I think Andy's going to come down a little bit from, saying it's got to be my way or the highway. Yes, bring John Gruden back at all costs. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I would like to see Andy. I think that I'll go on record right now. I think 2026 is the last year Andy Reid's going to be a coach in the NFL. I think he's going to move to a consultant role with the Chiefs. I think whoever becomes the offensive coordinator is going to be the next head coach. So whether that's
a la Bruce Arians in Tampa,
Cliff Kingsbury would be one. I think that you're looking at Kafka.
I like Cliff.
I think you're looking at Brian Dable. I mean, Brian Dable wanted to be the offensive coordinator when Andy came aboard, and had he been, Josh Allen would never have developed into the quarterback he was, because it was Dable that created all that success and built a terrific offense. And our offense has not been the same since he left. I would be all in for one of those 3 hires as my OC. And then it's just decided again what he does on the defensive side of the ball. If Spags goes, then you're going to lose some quality coaches on the defense.
Yeah, I think if Spags goes, Merritt goes there.
Merritt's going to be the
defensive coordinator. Yeah. I don't think there's any question about that. I just still question that of the Giants to go defensive head coach with the developmental quarterback being your guy, Jackson Dart.
I think that's then
because then you're going through a revolving door at OC, and you don't want that for the young quarterback. But again, I could be 100%
they
wrong.
Need leadership structure. They need leadership structure.
I hear you, Nick. And if
that's all that matters for the Giants.
If Spags was 10 years younger, I'd be with you there. But
he would be a better hire than Pete Carroll. He'll win a hell of a lot more games. The head coach.
Pete's well into his 70s, so that's.
Well, yeah. I think Spags is the perfect coach for the Giants. He's
got in that case.
But then you got to find somebody that can develop a quarterback though.
He's respected.
Bring back Tom Coughlin.
Yeah, well,
I
wouldn't poo-poo the idea that he could come in and he'll build a good staff.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see. I mean, like you said, they can start. This is the first time since these guys have been on staff that they can do interviews right away. So that'll be interesting to see. If we see Spags' name being thrown around immediately, then it's real. But I just don't. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't see it. I'm sorry.
I think he knows that. I think he already knows it's coming.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm the Giants, I'm getting Cliff. Bring Mo, give him a second chance at the head coach.
He's not
Cliff Klingberg. I would. I take you get the number 2 pick. You can bring your guy in. I'll stick with the guy.
He will not work for a dysfunctional franchise like that. You need a veteran guy like Spags to settle the storm.
Well, the Giants aren't as horrible as the Jets,
but the defense is their strength. And
you got some pieces. Neighbors coming back.
It depends on how you feel about Scatterboo, Tyrone Tracy, which that's that I don't have a gold jacket list, but he was up there. Malik Neighbors coming back. Mm-hmm. Like Hense said, they have the number 2 pick currently. At worst, maybe it's a number 3 or 4, and if they win, maybe they move down a bit or. Hell, whatever happens with the Raiders and the Chiefs, both teams are going to be trying to lose that game. That'll be interesting. So, but no, go ahead, Coach. What about Big Red?
Oh shit, man! Big Red coming back is the foundation, I guess. But there it is. Big Red is the foundation. He's the most important piece because to me, I feel like he's.
I don't think that's the case.
I think he grooms these guys and shit. You know what I'm saying? I really do think that Big Red is still like the foundation of the Chiefs right now. So losing like him, if they would have lost Big Red, man, this whole situation would be chaotic. You know what I'm saying?
Worse.
So, right. So yeah, it's very important. Very important for Big Red.
John has a good question. If Nagy leaves, would Doug Peterson come back? I think it's a possibility. I would put him on the list.
Yeah, I threw out his name with Kafka. Guys, again, if
get Nagy. I'm glad he's out of here.
The big decision is this, and Coach, again, he's like the scapegoat right now. The bottom line is the guys that Coach has as OC are the guys that are come up under his system and the way he wants things run. So you can't necessarily fault them really at anything outside of maybe the sequencing of play calls.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. But other than that, if he doesn't,
not explosive at all under that,
and that could be, but the point is that the offense and I guess the play sheet and so forth is all with Coach Reed. Now again, that same play sheet, he has kind of morphed over the years into many successful offenses, right? Mm-hmm. Again, you cannot discount the dysfunction at offensive line for almost the entire season. You cannot discount the revolving door at wide receiver and what these guys we still don't know who they are. Right? A first round pick, a second round pick, a former first round, another former first round pick.
We have no idea what we have with the receiver.
And you're still like, what's happening here? So
looking like the Chicago Bears.
So I'll go back to my original thing that every one of these questions has to start with, okay, what's the decision on how we're going to play offensive football?
Yep.
So if Coach Reed comes back and he says, okay, I see we have to make some changes here, and the coach comes from, it's not Kafka, it is not EB, it is not Doug Peterson, somebody from McVay's staff or AOC staff or Sean McVay's staff, right? And you're like, okay, this looks a little bit different. So then that figures in, hey, if we go more to the McVay style of the West Coast offense or the Shanahan West Coast offense, then the Jeremiah Love pick makes a hell of a lot more sense.
You know what? You know what I mean? Everybody said coach staff. You just go find Dick Vermeil and say, hey, stop making wine and come and make some wine over here in the offensive room. You bring him over here. You bring him, and
So now you're going back to the 60s.
Yeah, we don't need to go back
and the Sid Gilman offense that was like, we
just want this offense to be explosive, man. We
right,
want that,
and it can be explosive, but just the style of play in this NFL now with the way defenses are playing or whatever, and they're like, we will sacrifice yards, completions, and all this other stuff just to stop the big play. We don't want the quick strike.
Oh God, look who popped in.
So, hey, is that Kareem?
And I ain't know who I think it is.
Hell, I know Joe Delaney. Yeah, what's up? What's happening?
There you go. My goodness, what happened?
But honestly though,
did he knock over the liquor store? What's
happening?
happening?
He had a day. He probably had a day off today. It's a holiday.
So we'll see. We'll see, because right now, obviously, continuity is important. The fact that the guy has been an offensive genius through the years, I don't care what the offense looked like this year. He did not forget how to coach football. All right. So if he's willing to make some tweaks and just to have a different voice, because trust me, whoever that new offensive coordinator is going to be in a catbird seat, because now he gets to learn not just from the guy he came from, but now he also gets Coach Reed's expertise. So that's going to put a feather in his cap and make him a head coaching candidate. So
you know who
it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see who it could be.
You know who we haven't talked about in this mix? Number 15. You'd have to think he's going to have a say.
Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah. I think Patrick's going to have a much larger say in how this offense is designed.
You would hope.
I think it's time. I think he's let Andy kind of do it his way. And after this year, listen, in my mind, there's no way this kid has surgery the day after ripping his ACL and his LCL, and has already bending the knee at reports already 85-90%.
Literally, not figuratively. Literally.
The fact that he has committed himself this much, the fact that he's willing to change his contract so the Chiefs have cap space, which is going to be announced here shortly.
And you take the load off him, give Jeremiah Love.
You take you're getting there. You're going to begin to start making your case. The problem is I agree with you. I think Love would be a great pick. But if all these other things don't take place, a change in the offensive philosophy, input from number 15, finding a guy from maybe another system who values the running game more than Andy Reid does, and saying, okay, here's how we can make Love a 20 to 25 touch guy in your offense. Or if you keep it as is and you bring another familiar name in, they're going to still want to do the Andy Reid way. So this is why this is the most critical decision the Chiefs are going to make, to where they can define who they pick. And hence I'm with you, brother. I give you shit. Jeremiah Love,
but it leads
solve a lot of woes, but only if they use him right.
Yeah, and that leads you to the coaching, the coaching decisions on the staff. That leads you to the draft choices that they make. That leads you to what they prioritize in free agency. So
you can't have a wide receiver coaching.
These are great. These are great talking points, and this is exactly what everybody wants to hear. But I also keep in mind that
somebody says Veach Masterplan should be retired.
Well, okay.
He's won 3 Super Bowls. Give him a break, Jason.
I must say this: Cliff Kingsbury is a balance. Like the way
we appreciate you jumping in, but seriously, he He has made some. He has made.
Here's the thing, though.
He has made some good moves.
When he was coaching the Commanders, right? When they was hot, when they had Hense's guy Daniels, right? That name Daniels, right?
Jaden Daniels, of course.
Jaden Daniels. They was a balanced team. They ran the ball majority of the time. Kids like to run the ball. Yep. He likes to be a play balance. You get a good running back.
He likes to play under center.
Everything, yes. Because when he was with us, like when he was with the Arizona Cardinals, right? We had Connor.
Connor
was running them up, right? Offensive line was decent. We ran the ball. We was a balanced team. Cliff brings balance, but also he excels as personnel, right? Because under his offense, you need playmakers. On the outside, you need.
Well, the Commanders have to give the Chiefs permission because it's a lateral move.
If you get them, I'm with them.
The other piece is this, and this is again part of the decision moving forward.
After that, we're gonna get to the last question.
Reed. Right. Is Coach Reed going to give the offense away? I don't think he will,
and
he'll give a lot more of it away than you think he will.
So maybe some subtle things, but I don't think he's ever going to go away from what's gotten him to this point, what's made him successful his whole life. Well, no, I think it'll still be West Coast based. So I don't know if is Cliff ready to come in and be kind of like subservient, if you would.
No, because the next offensive coordinator, in my opinion, is going to be the heir apparent.
Well, my point is that if they bring in an offensive coordinator, I don't think it's going to be some huge name. It'll be somebody that, again, is going to kind of go off of Andy's lead with a little bit of control over maybe.
And Andy's going to be more of a mentor. He's going to be more of a mentor coach next year.
That's going to be the issue.
So somebody like Cliff or Brian Dable, they would really have to just
buy into Andy Reid's philosophy, but eat a lot
of crap to do the job.
I don't think so.
So we're going into 2026. Let's get to the last question. In free agency, what will be y'all dream number one?
Wow.
All right. So again,
number one free agent signing for me would be whoever the best pass rusher is. I don't care who that is. I don't know who's on. I haven't looked that far. I haven't looked honestly, so I don't know who the best potential free agent pass rusher is. But I would say go all in and somebody who can play on the outside, and that's where I'd go. Now Breece Hall would be probably my top 2 or 3, just because I just like that kid so much. But you give me the best pass rusher, or if they somehow get 2 draft picks and they have 2 picks in the first round, maybe I trade one of them to a team for an elite pass rusher. So I think that's where I would go.
If
let me look here. Let me look up names here.
There's one guy that's out there that if he do hit free agency, the team don't do nothing with him. You know what I mean? Because they're gonna say the instance of this and that. But you kind of missing a dog on the outside that can go up and get the ball. And that'd be George Pickens. I've been banging on the drum for this guy for the longest. You know what I mean? If it was for me, then I had to choose somebody that I say, oh, Chiefs, you go after this guy, and you swap him in red. You put him in a Chiefs uniform, and the days of this offense is going to be back. And you got Rasheed Rice, and you put him in a slot. You got Xavier outside to stretch the field. Then you got your ex receiver and Pickens, man, and that would be a dangerous. You fix the running back room in the draft, and you go out to this guy. You probably, like Drake said, bring in Kyle Pitts as well. The offense will be cooking again. What you have to say?
I'm gonna say Breece. I'm gonna say Breece Hall, man. I say Breece Hall.
Beyond finding a new running back.
Beyond. Well, it'll be Pitts, man.
It'll be Pitts because this is a dream now. This is a dream.
Yeah, this is because I know the potential with Pitts. I know the potential in Pitts. And I know that's something the Chiefs really haven't had in a long time. It'll be Pitts. It'll be Pitts all day for me. Because the man played better, he played better. You put Patrick Mahomes with him, they're gonna do numbers. Patrick Mahomes love tight ends, man. And that'd be a good fit.
All right, Lou, what do you got?
So Patrick loves tight ends. All right.
Tight ends, man.
Yeah. Firm,
man.
Yeah.
Firm.
I don't know. I mean, I guess this would have been one to get ahead of time. maybe take a look at who's available and what's what. Yeah, I mean, you'd love an edge rusher. I mean, Trey Hendrickson is available, but the reason he's leaving Cincinnati is primarily money. So again, this is going to go back to, how are you going to choose to play offensive football, defensive football? If they stay with the same defensive scheme, I don't think Trey Hendrickson is going to be the guy. So yeah, I think we'll get to this as we get closer.
Yeah, there's not a lot of young.
Closer to free. People don't let young great pass rushers hit free agency. That's why you see us talking like really good edge rusher in the draft, because that's really the only place you can get them unless you choose to just break the bank. And even then, the teams retain them, right? So as far as George is concerned, again, you got to answer the question: how are we going to play offensive football? Is Andy going to say, all right, we're done with these Smurf type wide receivers, let's get ourselves a big ass X receiver? And then maybe you do it. I think Dallas is going to franchise tag him, but hey, we can dream, right?
I think Kyle Pitts all day, man. That man's like a freakish athlete. You go Kyle Pitts, man.
He is.
300% would be pretty good in a Chiefs uniform.
It's just the inconsistency. You see some games. Did you hear how many times did you hear his name the other night against the Rams?
That was right there. They couldn't stop Robinson. You can't stop Robinson. You feed him the ball. So you know what I mean. That's why you didn't hear his name.
Wow.
You know what I mean.
It's kind of been like that the whole time he's been in the NFL. So and occasionally he pops up. He'll have like one or two good games in a row. Like, all right, this is the guy that we drafted top 10. All right, this is the guy, and here we are 4 years later. They didn't pick up his 5th-year option. He's available in free agency. I'm sure he'll be looking for big cash. We'll see. He ain't
gonna get top tight end money. But before we get into that, I started mayhem. I started a little bit of mayhem, like I said, on the internet with the draft board. So a lot of people in inbox said Hense was just draft board. Now I'm told I was going to explain it today. As we go into look, you know what I mean? If we was drafting, this is how I moved around the board.
Where's the gold jacket list? That's what we want. What are we doing?
All right, so these are the picks at 9. The Chiefs are picking at 9. You take
different every time, Hense.
Can I finish? The Chiefs take Jeremiah at 9, and I moved in at number 27. Right, I gave up our 2nd round pick from last year. This year and the next year to move in at 27. I think that will be a good move. If you move in back in the 1st round, you get Denzel Boston. You know what I mean? 6'4", 210, solid wide receiver. I think the best wide receiver that's going to be coming out.
You're giving up at least 1 first to pull that move.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just saying. But other than that, man, hey, I drafted what's today?
You got to leave it up there.
What's your board?
Hold on. Yeah, but I was, go ahead. What y'all think about the first two?
You got 2 playmakers there. Because again, who's the offensive coordinator going to be? What's the philosophy going to be?
Yeah,
that's the first move, Nick. You're right. That's the first thing. Who's the offensive coordinator going to be?
Yeah. I mean, how are we going to play offensive football? What's that look like? And what do we need to accomplish that? Do we have to get it in the draft? Can we do it with the guys that we have? Plus, maybe a little sprinkling of free agency.
Yeah,
and then the draft can be, hey, we're going to go with the best defensive players.
With 5 picks, hey Lou, with 5 picks, they have to solve a lot of their issues in free agency. They have no choice.
Well, again, it depends on how the money gets allocated, because that's going to be an issue too, as far as the money goes. In terms of that, I mean, if Denzel Boston, reaches number 27, that I think that's a little bit of a surprise. I think he's probably like a 15 to 22 type guy. But hey, if he's there, what the hell?
If Boston, I'll take Boston at number 1 though over Love though.
But thanks for catching that, Lou. It did change. I did change it.
It looked different. Yeah, because there was this one had like 12 trades. And
that's the right one.
some teams just said, we're not going to pick here. Kansas City, do you just want this pick? Because we can't figure out who to take.
Why don't we do our first mock draft on Wednesday?
This is good enough. We'd like this one better. Well,
this will happen here.
I'm with Nick on that one. Let's do it. Let's
what
go.
What do you say? Hence, what are the deals that you made?
I traded down with Miami. Miami wanted to come up, and they grabbed it. What's his name? The safety from I keep on forget his name. They grabbed him. I grew down 11.
From Ohio State. He cannot pronounce Ohio, and it's on purpose. So from Ohio State, that's Caleb Downs, generational player. I think this is he would be a safety that you would take in the top 10. So
sure. Then I moved back and drafted Jeremiah Love at number 11. Then I drafted Denzel Boston because I traded our second round pick this year and a second round pick next year to move back up into the first round.
We're not drafting next year, folks.
But again, the Miami
on this draft.
With the Miami pick moving down, they gave me a second round pick, so that's why I traded it. Came back up.
Yeah, sure.
And I drafted Hill. Junior from the Texas linebacker, 6'4". This kid is a baller. Ray Lewis all over him again.
He's probably another kid that won't be playing today when they play Michigan. So that just sucks in some of these games where they opt out, and I get it. It's meaningless, but okay. Or Mason Thomas, that's another one, man. These are some really good players.
Yeah, I jumped back up into the second round as well.
He was injured earlier in the year, but that doesn't erase what he was accomplishing.
Yeah, but if you look at Thomas and Bailey, that they are the same guy. If you want to argue Bailey from Texas Tech, you look at Thomas, they are the same guy all over again.
Yeah, he was more decorated. Yeah, Bailey was more decorated because he played the entire year. I believe he led the FBS in sacks. So, his name was out there a lot more, and Texas Tech has been in the top 5 almost the entire back half of the season, and they could arguably win the whole damn thing. So it'll be interesting to watch him play these next couple of weeks.
And Xavier Young at 109 in the fifth round. Zion Young. I grabbed him. I think he's gonna sneak into the second round when it's all said and done.
I think it's gonna be a high second round.
And the cornerback from Miami, I just love it. It's just Bags guy all over again. And Burks, man,
just gives everybody Fs.
Yeah, with Burks, man. That if you seen Burks from Oklahoma, he played for Purdue. Burks, he is Tyreek Hill all over again. If you look at the body size, the speed, the way he plays, he's Tyreek Hill all over again. That will be a steal if the Chiefs get Burks in the 5th round. And Harrison, man, he got some legal trouble right now, but the kid is 6'7". 6'8", 340 pounds at D tackle. You cannot miss with that. You put him next to Chris Jones and let him fall out.
Unless you've been under a rock or whatever, you all know that Hense is a height, weight, speed guy. So if you fit the bill, we don't care if you're incarcerated. We don't
fit the bill.
we don't care what's going on in your personal life. If you're a height, weight, speed guy, let's go, man. Let's go.
All right, we get a lot of I'm getting a lot of comments about this board on X. Now, what do you guys think overall?
Well, I think you've got some great players here. Now, the fact that the guys lasted on this particular mock simulation is alarming. But hey, if they're there, go ahead and take them at that space, because you think like Anthony Hill Jr., he could contend for a bottom half of the first round, right? 45 is not a stretch, but our Mason Thomas, again, if the medicals come in clean, I mean, he could be a first round pick all the way, or at very least top of the second. A lot of these guys could go much earlier, but if they're sitting there available at these picks, and Veach is able to kind of manipulate the board like this, and everybody kind of says, Chiefs, we feel sorry that you didn't make the playoffs this year. We'll make some of these deals for you here. No. Go ahead.
Listen, I will agree on this notion with Hense.
I like most of these players.
I do too. I think Hense is right. There'll be 2 first-round picks for the Chiefs. I think Trent McDuffie is going to be traded to an NFC team, and I think he's going to get a 1 and a 3 and a 2027 4 or 5. And I think he's gone. So you'll have 2 first-round picks this year. So I don't think they're going to have to trade anything. I think if the Chiefs have a strong free agency and end up with 8 draft picks in April, I think they've done themselves a service. And listen, I love Young. He's not going to last that long. I like Thomas. I'm not a Bailey guy, so I'm just saying it right now. I there's something about Bailey.
What is about Bailey, Nick? You don't like? What is it about Bailey?
I'm not going to say the short arms things because I don't buy that BS one bit. I just think he's a really good system guy, and I think the offensive line play in the Big 12 is crap. It's just not.
Also, the defensive line they had up front too, so it just wasn't him as well. So.
Yeah, it wasn't just him. He had that's a monster defensive line. Now I like Burks. I don't know anything about Harris or Scott, but I think again, if the Chiefs leave with 8 picks within the first 6 rounds, that's going to be a big coup for them. So if they can get a couple of draft picks, I think I would not be shocked if they move out of 9 to go to a 12 or 13 or 14 to pick up an extra first round next year or a second and a third. Who knows? But Veach has not been in this situation before. Dorsey's the one who got the deal done for Patrick Mahomes, and so I think they're gonna be pretty wise in how they do that. So I trust Veach. This would be a great board. A great pick, but as Lou said, a lot of these guys would be sliding down, and that says a lot for people who are putting these drafts together.
I'm taking outside.
They haven't done their homework. They haven't done their homework.
And that's you have to go by the information that you have today. That's a simulator.
Yeah, we don't even know which guys are officially declaring yet.
They've got their rankings and algorithm, and they take it for what it's worth. But I don't. Again, these edge rushers, I don't know how. Most people have Arvell Reese from Ohio State ranked, but I think most people are going to have him as the top edge rusher on the board. So you got to figure he goes in the top 5
at least,
right? Mm-hmm. The other thing you got to see is how many quarterback hungry teams are going to try to rush up the board or give away the farm to get their hands on Mendoza or Dante Moore from Oregon. So those are
those guys slide to 9
again right now. Right now, those 2 guys seem to be. Now, again, this is all going to change. People go nuts over quarterbacks and who's best and who's better, whatever. But those seem to be the 2 guys because if you remember at the beginning of the year, it was like, oh, this is going to be a historical class, and you're going to have Arch, and you're going to have Mateer from Oklahoma and all these other guys, and some of them are going back to school, and quite frankly, they can make more in NIL money than whatever they get with their rookie deal, unless you go 1 or 2.
Right.
So that all figures into it. But if there are teams that are hungry to get up to get one of those guys, because a guy like Mendoza, his intangibles off the charts. His play has been impeccable, and he seems to get better every week. We'll see how he does throughout the rest of the playoffs here.
Right.
But, you would hope that – you got to figure the Raiders are going to take a quarterback.
Right. Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, they're taking the kid from Indiana, no question.
Or the kid from Oregon. It depends. How much is Brady going to be involved? that's a whole other –
he's been involved. He hasn't done anything. It's been
exactly.
What do you think, Coach, about the board?
No, the board is solid. I like Jeremiah Love. I like, I'm a Denzel Boston guy. I like Denzel Boston, man.
Man, if we're playing fantasy football, this is great.
Yeah, no kidding.
But honestly, Jeremiah Love, I would not take Love in the first. I go edge because that's something the Chiefs really do need. They need it immediately. You get that in Thomas right there. They get Chris Jones, but again, it goes back to what Nick stated though. The scheme, we don't know what scheme fit though. We don't know what type of scheme that the Chiefs. If Nagy goes, we don't know
right
who we are yet.
Well, right now, I think you have to just assume for this case, for this exercise, that the defense stays the same. Because again, to me, the odds that Spags goes, other than retiring, I don't think he's going to take another coaching job anywhere ever again.
No,
other than with the Chiefs.
So if Spags still stays, I'm definitely going to edge still.
Right.
I'm definitely going to.
How many edges do you need for them?
Shit, how many edges does Spags love? Edge rushers. Spags love tackles. He loves the front.
You build around your guy.
But listen though, the offensive line. If you look at it, it's okay. It's not the best because it wasn't like the holes was opening up though, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's not like some of the. It's like they don't get those many carries under Nagy anyway. So we don't know how many carries Love is going to get. We've made this guy like the dartboard, the jackass on the dartboard, the scapegoat, everything else. Matt Nagy is again not the problem here, right?
No, he's not the problem.
Y'all believe he ain't,
and I don't think
he's the problem,
and that's fine.
Y'all and Lou, that's cool. That's your opinion, Lou. But I don't believe he is. Right.
No, you're entitled to it. I just haven't seen any evidence that Nagy has just taken over this offense and kind of gone rogue with it. I just don't. I don't buy that.
This offense has been inconsistent.
I think again. I mean, it's cliche, but it goes around to everybody. I mean, the players first and foremost, that they have not lived up to where we expected them to be. Now you can say, hey, they really haven't had a strong wide receiver coach, and maybe that's kind of retarded their development. They just haven't. It's just too slow. These guys, first round pick, second round pick, Hollywood former first round pick. These guys should be like killing it, and they're not. So maybe you made some bad choices. I don't think so. I think Rashee Rice can be a dominant player in the NFL. Xavier Worthy certainly should be much better than what he's shown so far.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is with him. He's in his head now. He doesn't know. He doesn't know where he is on the field sometimes. I mean, there's a lot of things going on there. Yeah, Hollywood, maybe he just passed his prime, or maybe he was never going to be that good. And that was a mistake by the Ravens to make him a first-round pick in the first place.
Yeah, he's done. He'll be with the Bills next year. You watch.
So
I just say this.
But everybody's got a piece in it, Nagy included. Coach Reed, I think, he's probably the most, because ultimately he's given them like the ingredients to the offense. Now you kind of form it, and then during the course of the game, I might take. I'll call the play, or I'll say, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to do this. So,
Well, go ahead, Hense. You get the final word.
I just say this, Coach. I know everybody's saying, edge rushers, and a lot of people saying edge rusher. What's the difference between Ruben Bain, Alan Bailey, and the other guys? Is you going to get out of Alan Bailey? You going to get you're going to get a J.J. Watt. You're going to get a Myles Garrett. You're going to get those type of impact players. You know what I mean? Because everybody's in edge, and we've seen what these teams do.
That's the question you have to answer, Hense. Do
you believe? That's the same thing with Love, though. Do you think?
Forget about no. We're talking defensive end. Hold on.
What I'm saying, because in the draft we don't know who these guys are going to be. We don't know.
Right.
We're just going off the college and what they're doing in college. Like Lou stated, it's different conferences. SEC, you know what I'm saying? You got ACC, SEC. We don't know because some of the conferences are weak, so we don't know though. So it just depends on who you draft and what scheme you in. Like right now, Love to me is okay. Yeah. But what scheme he's going to fit in? Because remember, he's not going to get those many touches in Kansas City if Nagy still coaching.
Well, you got a quarterback. Everybody forgot you got a quarterback coming out of ACL, so you're going to get a lot of touches.
If you have a really good multi-talented running back, whatever, I don't think it matters what scheme you run. It's just going to be, if you take a guy that high, his usage is going to level up to that point. Mm-hmm. And to this point, with the offense the way they play it, and again, it may just be a function of the guys that they've had back there that they don't really trust to give that guy 25 touches a game.
Yeah.
Now that's whether it be pass, handoff, pitch, whatever you want to call it. But that you have to answer, is this edge rusher going to be a Pro Bowler within the first 2 years. If you're going to take a guy, if you're taking a guy,
he better be in Pro Bowl.
If you're taking a guy in the top 15,
Mm-hmm.
you have to have the vision that this guy is going to be a Pro Bowler, potentially all pro within the first 2 or 3 years that they're playing. Not we have to wait for him to develop. Which was the case when you're drafting an edge rusher at the bottom of the draft, like FAU or George, guys that, hey, these are developmental guys. They're good enough athletically to be a first round pick, but we know the ceiling here.
Is there a Nick Bonita in the first round in the top 10?
Well,
it is a Brendan Speaks. It is a Brendan Speaks out there.
Okay, Breland Speaks, and come on. No, but Bonito, if you remember, Bonito wasn't that highly regarded. He went in the second round.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Chris Jones.
Get your edge rusher in the second round.
Where Chris Jones go? Where did Aaron Donald go?
Okay, he went in the top 15.
Saying. That's why
he was a top 15 pick. And again, a lot of things that you're hearing about Ruben Bain, you heard about
Aaron Donald.
Forgot his name, Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
Because now we did a deep dive on previous show on Aaron Donald, because he went to Pitt, which is nearby. And the fact that he was a wrestler, he had it was like everything that was in his background, his intangibles, everything made him this great player. He was like one of the most decorated players in ACC history, won every award at every level. He was just dominant, right? But it was Pitt, it was ACC. He wasn't like this huge guy, right? Mm-hmm. But leverage, everything else he had, and we're like pounding the table. This kid should be a top 5 pick, top 10 pick.
Right.
I think he went like 15, and the Rams were just sitting there kind of waiting for him. And
it's always the Rams. It's always the Rams finding
right. So Les Snead, you can say what you will about all these great GMs. His name rarely comes up, because the only time his name comes up is when you hear F them picks.
Yeah. All right.
But damn it, when he does make picks, look at their entire defense right now. Most of it is all like 2nd through 6th and 7th round.
That's called good coaching. That's good coaching.
That's called picking the players and having the coaches coach.
Good skin, good scouts and good coaching.
So at the end of the day, the blueprint for the Chiefs is a fluid thing.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to have a hand in it, and everybody's going to have to leave their egos at the door and figure out what's going to be the best foot forward. How are we going to play offense?
There he is.
How are we going
to the plan?
How are we going to play defense? These scouts have to be salivating because they haven't been able to pick this high in a long time. Veach has got to be salivating because now he's got some cards that other people want, and he might be able to move around a little bit. So
who are the Kansas City Chiefs? Who are the
I think in the month of January.
You're right, Coach. You're absolutely right. It's fluid. We're gonna come into next season under the cloak of darkness. We don't know. The Chiefs are gonna be Batman, right? They're just gonna come out of nowhere.
So with that said, guys, we want to thank you guys for joining. We want to thank you guys for sharing. We want to thank you guys on X, Facebook, YouTube, and everywhere else. Thank you guys for sharing. I'm just choosing mayhem. So, hey, that's all it is. It is what it is. It gets the people going. It gets the people going. And shout out to Rare Beard guy, you know what I mean, for showing your boy some love. And also, man, hey, it's all love, man.
Isn't his name Cole? His name Cole?
Yeah, Cole. Shout out Cole.
Yeah, shout out to Cole.
Shout out Cole, man, showing me some love. And also, man, hey, the future.
You're showing everybody else love.
He's not going to give you that last word.
Happy New Year, everybody. See you next year.
Happy New Year.
See you next year. See you next year.
All the love.
Touchdown score, reignite the night. From tailgate chatter to post-game debate. We love our Chiefs, yeah, it's never too late. So tune in live, don't miss the hype. Chiefs Blitz podcast, it's what we type.